You know what I'm saying? Read that flyer. How you doing, bro? I'm Izekiel. Okay, we out here right now teaching our people who we are according to the Bible. You believe in the Bible? Okay, so if I were to ask you, do you know who you are according to the Bible, your nationality?
You too.
Okay, so this is what we do. Because everybody likes to say I'm a child of God, correct? So God has 12 children according to the Bible. They are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. I know you've heard of them before, right? So check this out. What you say your name is again? Philip. Check this out, Philip. These are the names that God gave his children in the Bible. These are the names that they got when they went into captivity. Where do you see yourself on this sign? You don't see yourself anywhere over here? Are you a so-called Mexican? Okay, so you would be from the tribe of Issachar if you are so-called Mexican.
Right.
Okay, so what we do with the Bible is that because today, if anybody would have asked you, who are the children of Israel today? You know what I'm saying? Because Christianity basically tells us that we're all the children of Israel.
Right.
Or we are all God's children. When the Bible never said that. You see what I'm saying? Watch this. Give me Amos 3:1 first. I'm going to show you who God's dealing with throughout the Bible. And then we're going to find you in the Bible. Watch this. Read.
Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So throughout the Bible, God is only dealing with the children of Israel. That's all he ever dealt with in the whole Bible. Watch this, read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, say, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You see that? God said, you only, children of Israel, have I known of all the people I created on this earth. Read on.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And that's why the Israelites are being punished today. So give me Deuteronomy 28, because you familiar with Moses? You heard about Moses? He parted the Red Sea, led the children of Israel out of Egypt, and so forth. Okay, well, he gave the children of Israel the commandments. He also gave them blessings and curses. And this is what he told them, 28 and 15.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So he told them, if y'all don't listen to the voice of God, read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he told the Israelites, in the future, if y'all don't do what God said, all these curses are going to happen to y'all. Bad things, in other words. Read verse 46. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they,
meaning these curses,
shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
What does a sign do? A sign. What does a sign do? It's an identifying marker. It shows you something. Like a stop sign. When you see that sign, you know that means you got to stop. You know what I'm saying? So he said these curses are going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign, an identifying marker. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon their seed. What is your seed? Your seed is your children. It says forever. Meaning in these last days, you're going to be able to read these curses and find out who the children of Israel are today.
Right.
So watch what one of these curses. Read 16.
Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
He said the Israelites are going to be cursed in the city.
Right.
So now, when you go to any city in America, or better yet on the face of this earth, you go to any city, when you go to the so-called hood or the barrio, who lives there? What race of people predominantly populate the hood?
Wake them up.
Look around right now. We in the hood. Who mostly out here? So-called blacks and Mexicans, right? And when you go to any hood in Lubbock, when you go to the hood, who live there? Blacks and Mexicans, us.
Right.
The Bible says the Israelites are going to be what?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
The Israelites are going to be cursed in the city, read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And cursed shall thou be in the field. Look, who picked cotton for free for 400 years? Who did that happen to? Blacks. And don't get me wrong, even today, who out in the peanut fields out there in Brownfield picking peanuts? Who out in California picking oranges and grapes in the fields? Who in Louisiana picking watermelons in the water? Matter of fact, what race of people travel with the farm, you know what I'm saying, going around from farm to farm working? Mexicans and blacks, you're right. So he says, cursed are you going to be in the city, cursed are you going to be in the field. Even in the work field today, who worked the hardest, who gets the lowest paying jobs? You know what I'm saying? So Mexicans come over here and go to work for a little bit of nothing just to send money back home to try to take care of the family. You know what I'm saying? Right. It says, cursed shall you be in the field. Give me verse 32. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
He said your sons and your daughters are going to be given to another people. Look, right here on this picture right here, check this out. This is a slave auction block. Look, you know what I'm saying? They selling kids, taking them from their mamas and daddies. That happened to us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring it back to today's time. At the border right now with ICE, what are they doing?
Taking your kids,
putting them in cages, taking them from their mamas.
Right.
Look, it said your sons and your daughters are going to be given unto another people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Meaning you just going to be crying. What them mamas down there doing at that border? They just crying for their children. And watch this.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
And it ain't nothing they can do about it. God said these things are going to happen to the Israelites.
That's
if
right.
they don't keep his commandments.
Right.
You see that? Give me verse 68. Watch this. Go to 48 first. Watch this, Philip. Watch this. Read.
Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Now the Bible says the Israelites are going to have to serve their enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Now, let's bring it up to today's time. When you get hungry, where do you get your food from?
Goodwill, sometimes.
Okay, who owns that? What race of people own it? Who own the grocery stores? Who own Burger King? Who own McDonald's? Who own all of that?
Bring it out.
Okay, but look what the Bible said.
Thine enemies.
The Bible calls them your enemies. Why? Because would your friends do this to you? Who did this to the so-called black man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, this is your people right here. The Aztecs, the Mayans. You know about the Aztecs and the Mayans. Who came over here and did that to them?
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible says your enemies.
That's right.
Read on.
And in thirst.
In thirst, when you want water. Rain fall out the sky for free. But who do we pay a water bill to, Philip? You see that? Watch this. Read on.
And in nakedness.
Meaning clothes. When you want clothes, who you got to go get them from?
Salvation Army.
But who own that? You see that? You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And in want of all things.
He said in want of all things. You want a driver's license. You want a birth certificate, a death certificate. You want an education. You want a job. Who you got to go to? You see that? Watch this. Read.
And he
and that same enemy
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Look at your people right here. The Aztecs, the Mayans, the natives. Look what they got on their neck. That's yokes of iron. You know what I'm saying? Look at this right here. That's a yoke of iron. The Bible says he gonna put a yoke of iron on your neck
until he have destroyed thee.
Until you are destroyed. How? Because now you don't even know who you are. You think you're a Mexican. I used to think that I'm just black. I'm African American, when that's the name of 2 continents. You see what I'm saying? He said, until he have destroyed you. And that's what they did to us. Watch this, verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Because Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt. Now he's saying the Lord gonna bring you back into Egypt or slavery again. How?
With ships.
How did the so-called black man get to America? Slave ships, right? Look, how did the so-called Aztecs, the Mayans, or the so-called Mexicans, how did they get to Spain and ship back all over when Christopher Columbus came over here? Ferdinand Cortez. They shipped them back to Spain on slave ships. You see that? Watch this.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And since they brought the so-called black man over here on slave ships, have we ever seen our homeland? A lot of us don't even know where we come from. Most of us will say we come from Africa. Okay, well, we all came from Africa. But what country? What part of Africa? We don't know. You see that? He said, you shall see your homeland, your homeland no more again.
And there,
when y'all get off them slave ships,
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
What did they do to the black man when they brought him over here? Well, what did they do? Remember what I just showed you? Look. Sold. You know what I'm saying? Sold to Master Charles in Lubbock, Texas for $25. Sold to Master Dutch in Austin, Texas for $100.
Say, man, I'm gonna have to go.
Okay, let me finish this to tell you right quick then. Now, if Moses said that these things were going to happen to the children of Israel, right? And I just showed you that we the only people that this stuff happened to, ain't it? So now what's your nationality, Philip? Who are you? You're what?
I'm God's child, man. That's all I'm.
Exactly, but you're an Israelite.
That's right.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.